In 2014, I locked myself up in a house. Because I wanted to actually feel what confinement felt like. I never went out, not even to buy groceries or anything. In the Shadows is, I won't say it's the first project, it's like continuation of a lot of projects. This is the first feature film that I'm doing. This film is very close to my heart. The alleys, the space, the whole setting of this place, I wrote because I know this place a lot. The whole theme of the film, that this place is a maze, and once you're in, you can't get out. People are stuck here and they want to get out, they can't. It's actually something that I have actually felt. My grandmom, my mother's mother, my granddad, they used to live here, and I used to visit them as a kid. My Nana, every day he used to give me 2 rupees to buy 4 pieces of bread. And one day in the evening when he gave me that, I went to the shop, I bought the loaf and I forgot which way is the way back home. And I was literally lost for 30 minutes in the alleys, and I could not find the house. I think the journey started back. The inspiration was back when I was a kid.
Dipesh came to me with this script, with an idea in fact, three years back or something, and he said, this is what I have in my mind. I want to shoot a film in Old Delhi. And Old Delhi has always been close to our heart, of course, because of our childhood memories, and that's one part of it, of course. Coming back to India, coming back to the streets and alleys of Old Delhi, it was fantastic. So when this film happened, when we started implementing the ideas and everything was finalized, it was of course nostalgia plus a big challenge, of course, because living there, coming here, it could have been a challenge at that time. But this place has so much to it. There's so much culture, there's so much life, the intricate alleys here. The world hasn't seen this bit here. And I always wanted to bring this to the world, to the international platform, to show to the world that Delhi is not just about the main locations which has been shown, but this is what the real Delhi is all about. This is what the people are all about. We've got a German producer on board, and we are all working together.
When he has written In the Shadows, he approached me by email and said, hey, take a look at it. So we started discussing about the script, and then it went very well. We felt that the collaboration is going to be a very nice one. In the end, he just asked, hey, you want to come on board as a producer too? So that was really exciting, and very happy that this happened 3 years ago.
Our cinematographer is German, Czech, American, which is very international in its own way.
As the title says, it's a film which is moving between light and shadow. Dipesh wrote an amazing script which is not just very visual. It also gave you a lot of texture in between the lines. For me, it was in the beginning already very clear in my mind where the journey can go. We shared our thoughts and our visions very, very open and very freely. And then we slowly found this style and the note for the film.
We've got the big stars, we've got Mr. Manoj Bajpayee on board.
Few months back, Dipesh came to me. He actually called me up. I just said, don't tell me anything, and let me go through the script, let me find it out. And I went through the script after, say, 10 days after getting the script. And it was one go reading, so it kind of intrigued me, it engaged me. And immediately I called him back and I said that I'll be doing the film. Dipesh is a thinker, though his background is of a chartered accountant, but I really think that he was in the wrong area. And he's a philosopher, he's a thinker. He has his own take about everything. He has his own experience of Purani Delhi, Old Delhi, but the kind of take that he's come up with is going to be quite refreshing, and that's how people are going to look at after this film at Chandni Chowk and all those bylanes and all those houses that people find quite fascinating. They may start finding them quite claustrophobic. So this is a take that Dipesh has come up with, that Purani Delhi, which many of the directors find it quite colourful, quite fascinating. Dipesh finds it quite intruding. Dipesh finds it quite dark. Most of the friends of mine, they don't know that I'm in Delhi, because the character was that demanding, that challenging, that I just wanted to be with the character and not to be distracted by anybody.
We've got an international actress on board. She's French-Belgian.
Lena, the producer of this film, she sent me an email and she told me about the project, and she told me that it was going to be shot in India, and if I was interested. It's very exciting because you can see places that no tourist can ever see.
We've got Neeraj Kabir, we've got Shahana Goswami.
My role is very interesting, and the director happens to be the writer of the film. So he wrote the role, and I've loved the script and the role. When I say I'm loving it, I mean the complexities of the script is really amazing. It's the way it has been choreographed, the entire piece. That's what made it very interesting for me to be a part of this work, this film.
I think it's a very well written story, very well written screenplay, and immediately after that, when I spoke to Dipesh, then again I had a connect with him creatively, which I felt is very important for me as an actor to feel connected with the director. And we got along instantly, and I felt that I would learn a lot from him, from this project, being on this project, and I have. So as the project went on, there were lots of great people who came on board, and it's just a sign of the fact that it's a really well written script, because everybody has come on board on the basis of the script, on the project.
I met Dipesh, who gave me the script, and I really loved the script, and then he told me the cast which he had in mind for it, and I really loved the cast that he had in mind for it, because I thought Manoj and Neeraj and Shahana were absolutely bang on as far as the casting of the project goes.
Yeah, we've got an excellent and very stellar cast at Touchwood so far, and it's picking up really well.
There have been a lot of ups and downs, tough days, and we are not shooting the very conventional coverage kind of a film anyway. I mean, we are shooting with known big stars in India. So the moment, first of all, you put a camera in these spaces, people are curious, they stop, they look into the camera, and you have to control them. But you have a star face acting in the alleys as a real person. It just becomes sometimes impossible to control crowd, to control the curiosity.
I was very happy that we could keep it as small as possible, so we are also flexible to move around, and the alleys are so small, so you can't really have 200 people in the alleys running around just as a team.
And Dipesh told me about this film, In the Shadows, and we have to shoot in a Chandni Chowk for 50 days. So I was a little bit shocked, but I'm a line producer, I was not so worried about how to shoot in Chandni Chowk, because I have done a lot of projects in Chandni Chowk. The director like Dipesh sir, who needs a very realistic location, it's little bit tough for a production team.
Everything is very caged in, and you just see walls around you, walls outside. You really don't see the sky, or there's no openness in the film. Everything is very closed. Like you have doors, you have windows, you have rooms, you have alleys which are very narrow, very walled in. Everything is very like closed.
Kind of in the midday, in the middle of a really, really busy street, and we had our main lead, Manoj, on set, and people were getting really crazy. They saw that it's him, and at one hand they wanted to take pictures with him, at the other hand they didn't want to have the film team there.
People riding bikes. So during the Ramzan, we were shooting in one part of Old Delhi, and we had these people, guys on the bike, going up and down the whole night while we were doing dialogue takes. And because these roads are so narrow, and you know they are like they're really small, and they're winding roads, so you could hear the bikes coming from very far, and then after even the bike leaves, it leaves a trailing sound. So it stays for a very long time. So even if you're on the first floor, the sound kind of travels up, so you can hear it. That is one issue. Another issue we had was like ACs all around, ACs and coolers all around. People talking and all the household activities. Then you can hear the television sets and all.
First of all, we were really backed up by the production to have space in the overcrowded alleys. Not just like to breathe, also like to do the shots we planned to do. So, but of course, it's like there are a lot of challenges. Not just like dealing with noise, people who are looking, etc., etc. But all that adds like also like this texture, which is very interesting and unique about Old Delhi.
I don't think any other script I have read or any other film I have seen has this perspective on Purani Delhi.
Because when we were shooting with the celebrities like Manoj Bajpayee and Neeraj Kabi, Ranveer Shori, there are a lot of people around us, and you know, a big crowd is there.
That's the stress, the kick and the fun to shoot on real locations. It's not a studio shoot where you can control everything, so I know that. I knew that going in, but I like this kind of challenges. But you know, we want absolutely real, authentic emotions, real, authentic locations, which is why we are here. I mean, we could have cheated anywhere in the world. I think this is probably one of the first films ever to be shot entirely in Old Delhi,
where each and everybody who is passing by has a comment to make. You know, so it's a Delhi with it's a city with different energy, and they have something to say all the time. They, you know, and if you ask them to keep quiet, they'll make more noise.
To be able to deal with these kind of unplanned events, you need to plan more. So once the team knows that what we are achieving and everybody is on the same page, then you know, the task becomes still manageable.
When you come to Purani Delhi, you know what to expect.
We had done a tech recce about a month before we started the shoot. I was here for 3 days, and I did a very thorough and precise recce, and then I made my own notes, and I made a plan for myself and noted the things about the shooting locations and the kind of issues we could be facing, situations I would be working in, and how I need to tackle it.
To make a shooting happen, you need people like Lokesh, you need line producers like that, and you need people like his teams, which worked, endlessly, days and nights. So I really feel thankful to all these guys, the ADs and Lokesh and his team, the security guys.
It's really very difficult to shoot in Chandni Chowk, such a location, such a alleys. I went through the script and marked all the locations, and then I told Dipesh not to worry, I'll get all the locations what you actually want and you actually want to see in the film. So my team, my assistant, my Badal, he's the production head. He started doing recce Then my one another guy, Mahipal and Badar, both work very hard to scout the locations and all. Then the next process, what I have done, I have gone alone and click out all the shortlist locations for Dipesh sir. And finally, because we know Chandni Chowk very well, we have already worked in Chandni Chowk, so we have got good and nice locations for him.
It is very tough to shoot in these kind of locations, but you know, we set a goal for ourselves and I think we are doing it pretty well. The one thing that really gets me excited is the passion that everyone is putting in. It's not just like I being the director, I'm passionate and everybody is like just doing a job. No. Right from the spot boy all the way to the producing team, every person I see, they're working so hard on the film. 12 hours a day, 12 hour, 10 hour, like any time they have a smile on their faces. They really believe in this project. They really believe in the script, which gets me excited. The reason I'm able to do this tough shoot in tough location with all these challenges is because of my team.
So for me, it was important to keep as much as possible of this atmosphere and to try not to recreate it.
I felt it's a very dark film and I couldn't it took me it disturbed me for a couple of days. I discussed with Dipesh a few things and then I researched a little bit on since you know it's all in the old Delhi. So I checked out some pictures, images and all that, researched on the people of old Delhi and their culture, their way. And one brief I had from Dipesh was that he wanted it in a very naturalistic way. So, which means that I couldn't give them anything new. So I had to make costumes and age them. And the texture was very important and it had to be very lightweight fabric and breezy, very naturalistic. Everything researched was from old Delhi. Nothing new or contemporary. Because old Delhi is still not that. If you go to the urban city and if you come here, there's a difference in dressing.
Om comes from a very powerful background of life experience, which children of his age don't have. He's just 14, and normally a 14-year-old does not have the experiences he's got from life, whether it's good, bad, or whatever, tragic or whatever. That helps a lot.
I think life experience, he has a lot of life experience and he's a very observant child and curious child. So he always absorbs any kind of instruction, thoughts, emotions that are explained to him. And Dipesh is very good with directing him and treating him like an adult, which then allows him to be responsible when it comes to the way he performs, the way he goes about things on set, not just in terms of the actual performance time, but even when he's, to save energy, to understand how things work and step in beyond the performance as a film actor. He's absolutely brilliant.
Om has that inherent experience which he brings out, which becomes very powerful.
पहले तो मैं सोचता था बहुत आसान होती है ये शूटिंग करना, तो अब करके पता चल रहा है बहुत मुश्किल है, मेहनत भी लगती है बहुत, लेकिन मज़ा भी आता है। सबसे मज़ा तो मुझे अपने दोस्त के साथ आया था। उसके बाद मैं जाता हूँ उसके घर में, देखता हूँ उसका घर दूसरे वाला।
वो मेरा बहुत अच्छा दोस्त है, रियली। अगर सर जब उसको डांटते हैं ना, तो मुझे अजीब सा होने लगता है दिल में कि ऐसा क्यों कर रही है, ये क्या मजबूरी है इसकी। मेरे को डर लगने लगता है। मेरे बहुत सारे सीन भी उसके साथ शूट हैं फिल्म में, बहुत मज़ा आया उनके साथ, बहुत मज़ा। कभी हंसी कभी मजाक, खाना तक हम साथ में खाते हैं।
I'm not someone who plans a story. It just comes. It just naturally comes. So I think it's a part of this organic process. One thing when I started this film, I was very set that I would never compromise on the quality. Performance, execution. So every day, the task is, trying to get to that 100%, 110% bar. So the team that's working on this project is amazing. Even the ADs, the production designer, costumer.
On the set, very professional team like Ananya, one of the finest, chief AD that I have come across. She made the shooting possible on the set. She made everything happen on time.
It's going to be a very different film to watch, a visual treat. It's very dark, psychological.
I just want film to be liked, film to be engaging.
Get it work, that it goes out to an international audience, that they connect with the story.
People should find something really new in the product that I'm part of.
I am excited about the film and I'm waiting to see how dark does it look.
It will have a really nice festival run.
I'm convinced that the film will find its way and will be able to talk to an audience in its own specific way, and then
the Indian audience actually sees the big emotion in the story and that they connect as well, and we'll have a nice Indian release.
Confident, I'm very expectant that we'll have a great film on hand.
Once the shoot's finished here, we take the film to America, to the USA, and we will be mixing our sound at the big Skywalker sound.
I'm pretty excited that one of my films is going to be mixed as Skywalker.
It was a remarkable script, and I'm hoping it's going to be a remarkable film.
Connecting the worlds is kind of the motto of this film.
The best of India talent, best of international talent is working on the film. And hopefully we'll create something that the audience will like.